Many people, they're going to skip decking the malls, instead choosing to shop from their laptops. Black Friday and the upcoming Cyber Monday are busy for online retailers. For more on this and how you can shop safely online this holiday season, we're joined live by cybersecurity and technology analyst Ritesh Kotak. It's good to see you, Ritesh. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So I'm sure a lot of fraudsters will want to take advantage of this time of year. What are you watching for?
So there's a few things that I'm watching for. Number one is make sure that as individuals purchasing, that you're actually using legitimate websites. I think one thing that I've seen over and over again is people getting links saying, check out this great deal, it's 50% off, and then you click on it because it's too good to be true. And what ends up happening is that these are actually fake sites that look legitimate and try to steal your information and your hard-earned money. So you end up buying a product, but never receiving that product.
How do you know when something is a legitimate offer versus a fake one?
So there's a few ways of knowing if something is legitimate or if it's fake. The first thing to do is actually look in the browser. And in the browser, what you'll see is this padlock on the top left-hand corner or the right-hand corner, depending on the browser that you're using. What that padlock means in the browser is that your transaction and activity is actually secured. It stands for HTTPS, and the S is secured. So all the transactions, if you're putting in your credit card information, your shipping address, all that stuff is encrypted. If you don't see it, don't put in your personal information. The other thing I always recommend people is just be wary of the type of data you're actually giving up. So obviously you want to give up your home address because that's where you want the product shipped, your credit card information, but don't actually save that information with the vendor. If you have the option of saving it for future purchases, don't do it. Always input the information. And then thirdly, if you can, use different email addresses. It's free to create an email, but if there is a compromise, at least your entire life isn't turned upside down.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of fake, there are fake websites with so-called deals on popular products, and there's also fake package tracking notifications. What do you want people to know about this?
Oh, that is something that we are seeing more and more of. It's here's your delivery, track your delivery over here, or click on this link for your refund. I always say go to source. So if you know that you've purchased something from a particular website, usually there is ways of tracking that right on the website, or making sure that the email message that you receive or that text message is legitimate. So if you have questions around, is this link legitimate or not, got to go old school. Pick up the phone, call the vendor and say, hey, I received this link. Is this a legitimate link for me to track my package? Is there another way of doing it? Just don't click on anything. Think before you click.
Yeah, ask, don't click. That's a good message. Do you find, Ritesh, that cyber criminals are becoming increasingly clever as the technology advances?
Absolutely. And we're seeing more tools, especially with this whole GPT phenomenon, AI phenomenon, where it's really simple to, with a few prompts, actually create a website that looks legitimate, and you can just change up certain things in the background. You don't even have to be a coder anymore to be able to use some of these very sophisticated tools. So yes, we are seeing fraudsters and scammers become even more sophisticated and using new technologies. We're seeing deep fakes as well to make it seem that something is legitimate. Again, it's very hard to decipher fact from fiction, but if you follow those simple steps, if you stop and think before you click, if you make sure that that padlock is there and make sure you go direct to source, you can avoid being victimized, because putting the toothpaste back in the tube is just not possible.
All right, we'll leave it there. Cybersecurity and technology analyst Ritesh Kotak, thank you for this.